The two largest studies ever conducted on self-made millionaires and billionaires are, number one, Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill interviewed 500 of the richest people in the world during the 1920s and 30s, and he wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich. Notice the title of the word think, okay? The largest study ever done was done by me over the last 40 years. These are in-person interviews with self-made millionaires. And it yielded a book called How Rich People Think. Now, both these books have sold a lot of copies. And the key element of these books, if you break them down, and believe me, I have, is thinking. Self-made millionaires and billionaires will tell you, this is 40 years of interviews, 1,329 to be exact. They will tell you in no uncertain terms that the key to their financial success is thinking. The clearer you think, the richer you're going to be. Now, what are you thinking of? Solutions to problems. The bigger problem you solve, the richer you get. Okay, now there's a secret society within self-made millionaires and billionaires that's been around for about 75 years. Some people know about it. It's nothing illegal, but it's really shared by super high performers. And among the self-made rich are among them. As far in addition to professional athletes and Hollywood movie stars, and the royal family is one in different countries. It's pretty amazing. And this secret weapon that they use to enhance their thinking, to amplify their ability to solve problems, is known as sensory deprivation. In other words, depriving your senses of touch and smell and taste and hearing and everything that comes into your thinking that distracts you from the purity of solving problems. Okay, there's a tool they've used to enhance the sensory deprivation. It's called a flotation tank. If you haven't ever seen it, look it up. It deprives your senses of any external stimuli, so you're able to go deeper in your thinking. There was a book written about it I recommend highly called The Book of Floating. It was written by a guy named Michael Hutchinson. He's no longer with us, but I interviewed him in 1984. I heard about this during my interviews with my first year of interviews with self-made millionaires, and they told me about this, so I interviewed the guy that wrote the book, and it was fascinating. And I started floating, and I float to this day. I've been floating for 40 years. I just floated 2 days ago. I float about 3 or 4 times a month, and I highly recommend it to you. This is a secret weapon that you can use to get an edge on your competition. I'm telling you, it's not magic, but it's the closest thing in terms of thinking that I have ever seen in my life. Okay, so get this book. This is a first edition, so you won't be able to get this one probably, but this is another edition of it. You can get it on Amazon. It may look like this, it may not. It is the book on the topic. Read the book, study it, you're going to be blown away, and then get in a float tank. Look up a float center somewhere in your area. I don't care if you have to drive 3 hours to get there. It's going to be worth it. Float, see what it's like, and see if it doesn't change your life the way it's changed mine and so many other self-made millionaires when it comes to solving problems.